Hey guys, we are 6 weeks out from Universe. I was originally prepping for Junior Nationals, which is June 20th, I think, or something, and Universe is just 2 weeks later on July 5th. And there were a couple reasons why Anna, my coach, and I decided to push back. Main one was that I guess I don't know if I didn't know about Universe or if I just decided not to do that show because it's very, very close to a vacation that we're taking. Literally, like, the show is on Friday and we're leaving the following Wednesday. So think maybe I just thought that was too close. So I decided on Junior Nationals, which gave me a 2.5 weeks to sort of reverse. But Junior Nationals, as I had mentioned before, doesn't have a master's division. It just has open. So I was a little bit of a disadvantage, obviously, being 43, being all natural, like competing against, the competitors in an open division. And Universe has a master's division. So I just think that's better suited for me. It gives me the best chances to do well. And when Anna and I were talking about whether or not to push it back, I was apprehensive at first. And I think that was mostly because of my ego. Like I just wanted to compete and I wanted to see how I compare in an open division. But if I'm being honest with myself, I don't compete for my ego. So I needed to check that. And I compete because I love the process and I love the outcome. And I love being competitive where sort of I fit in that realm. So once I was able to check that ego, I decided that Universe was going to be the best fit for me. In fact, I probably won't even compete in the open division there just because, what's the point? Not to say that, I couldn't do well, maybe I could, but I just think Masters is probably where I belong. So we are doing Universe. And another reason is that my body has been really slow to adapt to the diet and just the prep in general in terms of losing weight. And I finally met with my endocrinologist and we confirmed through a third blood test that I do have hypothyroidism and still very low testosterone, which on one hand is great that they figured out what was wrong with me and that we can attribute my symptoms to a specific cause. But on the other hand, I'm now I have to be on medication and maybe for the rest of my life. And that's kind of a hard pill for me to swallow. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Hypothyroidism runs in my family. My mom has it. My sister has it. So they're not surprised that I have it as well. And so I've been treating that with levothyroxine. I'm almost to 3 weeks of treatment. It's one pill a day every morning. And it's an hour before I eat or drink anything except for water. So it's been an adjustment just to make sure I take it early enough that I can eat and go to the gym because I usually go to the gym first things in the morning. So that's been just kind of weird, but getting used to it. The first 4 or 5 days of taking that medication, I was feeling amazing. I had so much energy. I was just in such a mood, vibing. I was loving it. I'm oh my God, is this what it feels like to be a normal functioning person? But then soon after that, I sort of crashed and my fatigue came down and I started not sleeping as well. So I just think all in all, my hormones are adjusting. They're so complex. It's kind of crazy. But I think that hopefully it'll stabilize. And one thing that I absolutely feel from taking the medication right away, and I still feel it after almost 3 weeks later, is less bloating and less inflammation. So I see it in my face is less puffy. And I literally don't think I've been bloated since I got on it, which has been phenomenal, so great. So those two things are amazing to have experienced. We didn't treat the low testosterone just because I had been on the testosterone cream and feel like I gained a lot of water from it. So I checked back with her 6 weeks after I started the medication. So another 3 weeks, we'll run a blood test again. And then maybe after my show, I'll reintroduce some testosterone therapy just to get me back to a normal healthy range. And then I'll be in a little bit of an improvement season. So, maybe my body will adapt differently to it or whatnot. But that was another reason why we decided to kind of push back and give my body a little bit of time to adjust to this medication, see how it adjusts with weight loss and whatnot. So calories right now are we just moved them down to 1,300 to give my body a little bit of a push. Cardio is still, I've been doing 30 minutes at zone 2 still and trying that out. And that's been working well, I think, in terms of like how my body feels. It feels like a lot less stressed and a lot less inflamed. But I'm typically doing like 40 minutes cardio. So like some time to build up to that zone 2. And then like just naturally I tend to go into like zone 3. So I got to bring myself back down. Anyway, so that's where we are with the prep. The scale is sitting still high at like 143. I want to be like 135 going into peak week. So will that happen? Hopefully. I'm very optimistic and doing like absolutely everything. So I expect that it will. And that's pretty much it. I got home from the gym. I am starving. I have been like, I don't know about you guys. I'm so sick of cooking and meal prepping and cleaning. I'm just like, I go through these phases where I literally just am so over it. So I ordered a meal prep service from one of our good friends on our team and at the gym. She is phenomenal. So I just got like veggies and protein, and which is basically seafood. So these veggies are amazing. They're like steamed, but they're so green and so like crunchy. I don't know how she cooks them, but it's very clean, no seasoning or anything. And then this one now I'm eating today is shrimp. And I told her I think she like makes it with love because for some reason it's so much better than I could cook for myself. She just seasons the shrimp with salt-free seasoning, which is phenomenal. So it's like just very, very clean. I didn't get a carb, although you can with her meal prep service, because I think it's just easier when I can just make my own carb or not have one. But anyway, I have these like bags of Trader Joe's rice that if I'm too lazy to make a whole thing of rice, because I'm not eating a lot of rice lately, I just will heat this up and then it's super simple. So just trying to make my life as easy as possible. So one thing about this prep also is I think it's maybe because of the medication, but I haven't been like super hungry. And I expected that when my thyroid is like, I know it's still in the process of regulating, but when it would bring me to normal thyroid level, my metabolism will speed up and that's how people lose weight. And I thought that since my metabolism will speed up, it would make me more hungry, but I actually haven't been. And almost reducing calories in this prep has been harder mentally than it has been physically. I don't feel like I've been like missing anything, but I mean, I'm here for it, like the less struggle, the better. But anyway, that's it. I am also about to order my suit. I have a consult with Angel Competition Bikini to design my next suit. I'm very excited, but I'm also very nervous because again, it's so much money and such an investment for a suit that like carries a lot of weight in terms of like how you place, how you look, how you feel. So I'm just hoping that this next one can hit the mark. But yes, that's it. So come along with me during week 6 and week 5 of prep and let's get this thing going. so I'm just about to jump on a consultation call with Angel Competition Bikinis. I did this last year when I was looking to change suits, and I had a red suit in mind, and I wanted to talk with the consultant to just make sure like it was going to fit my body and fit my needs and sort of what I was thinking. And the call was really, really effective, although I ended up not wanting that suit anymore and sending it back. But now I just want to make sure in my next suit that I'm going to get exactly what I want. And while I don't know exactly what that is, I do know that I want a blue, and I want it to be very like rich and vibrant. And I actually have like a couple pictures of pro competitors that are kind of side by side, like one with darker blue and one with a brighter blue, just to make sure that I can better communicate my vision. I think that my skin tone, it's kind of olivey toned. And when I put on the stage tan, it's like, it turns a little bit reddish, orangish. It's just the way that my skin takes the tan. And so the red suit that I originally got, it just didn't complement my body, my tan, the color of it, I should say. And so that's what I just want to make sure that this next suit accomplishes the goals that I want to achieve. So I'm really excited, but also nervous because it's such a huge investment, and getting it wrong is quite expensive and also can cause you to score down, right? Like overall aesthetics. So I'm gonna hop on now with one of the consults, and hopefully she sees my vision and makes it come to life. Okay, so my consult is over and I ordered my suit. I am really confident that Deb, who was the consultant, understood clearly what I wanted. And I wanted a very like clean, royal blue, vibrant looking suit. And so we have one that's like a little bit custom that they're gonna make, and I'm just feeling really good about it. So I put my credit card down and I placed the order, and now let's hope that it comes back exactly what I want. But the good thing about Angel Competition Bikinis, and I'm sure other top companies have it also, is that they have like a 2-week exchange window. So like, for example, this time I went with a medium-sized top instead of a small, which was what my red one was. I just felt like it was like borderline just enough coverage, but I felt like I wanted just like a little bit more, and especially to put like some padding in to give like some more volume. So I went with a medium this time, and I'm hoping that works. But if not, I just feel really comfortable that I can return it or exchange it for a small size if I need to. So that is all. I'm very excited. I'm excited to see it. Of course, I'm excited to show you guys, and like praying to God that this suit is phenomenal and lasts me like several shows, because my husband does not want me ordering any more suits if I don't have to. So that's it. Now let's go make some lunch. Okay, I am about to make lunch, and I don't remember if I mentioned this before, but in my improvement season, and even just like now as much as I can, I have been really, really trying to incorporate beans into my diet, like as much as I physically can. They're higher in carbs, so it's kind of hard, especially when you're dialing down on calories. But beans are so good for you and so good for your digestive health that even just a little bit, I feel so much better. Just like my digestion is just so much more improved, and it just has a lot of vitamins and minerals. So I make beans from scratch. These are just refried black beans. And basically I just like cook them in the Instapot, and then I mash them up, which is, I think that's actually all I did. So they're not really refried, but they are cooked in like without any oil or whatever. It's literally just some beans and some spices. I think just like some salt or like garlic powder. So I'm gonna make like a little taco salad kind of thing. I am soaking some meatless crumbles. These are Noble Plate meatless crumbles. I've talked about them before. in my videos, but what I love about this is if you're plant-based or even just like want something with high protein, this is a pea protein. That's the only ingredient is pea, and it's very low fat, 0 carbs, actually 2 carbs per cup, and 45 grams of protein per cup. I'm having 25 grams, but that's still like 25, 30 grams of protein. So I'm gonna make a little taco bowl. I'm gonna heat up some beans. I'm gonna heat this up in a pan and then put some spinach together and some onions and some hot sauce and mix it all together. The good thing about these meatless crumbles also is that you can literally flavor them to like whatever you like. So I have this taco seasoning I'm just gonna put in there, but sometimes I'll just do salt and pepper or everything but the bagel seasoning. Or even if you wanted to like add this to cream of rice or oats or something, it's a really good way to add protein and literally will take on the flavor of anything that it's cooking with. Is anybody else such a like clean as you go person? I have to like put everything away as soon as I'm using it. It's so weird. And my husband is the opposite of that. Okay, so I just heated my beans in the microwave. One ingredient I forgot that like I've been putting on everything are jalapenos. Pickled jalapenos from the jar. They are so good. They're not very spicy at all, and they add so much flavor. So while that is cooking, I'm just gonna add some spinach to my bowl. I have been reading this book, How Not to Age, and not like aesthetically, but on a cellular level, how to just way improve your health, to expand your life and health. And so I am like obsessed with it. I can barely put it down. It's very scientific, very technical, to some extent, but it is literally just making all of these references and recommendations to ways that you can improve your health through the food that you eat. So that's why beans is just one that I'm literally like hanging my hat on. And then another one is sweet potatoes. So I eat a lot of like regular potatoes. You guys have seen, if you follow me, that I like batch cook potatoes all the time, usually like gold potatoes, but I've now decided I'm going to go to all sweet potatoes. If I'm gonna eat a potato or a carb, white potatoes don't have a lot of nutrients. Certainly white rice doesn't either. So if I'm gonna eat a carb, I wanna make sure it is nutritious for me. That's why the beans and sweet potatoes. So obviously I just put a lot of jalapenos on here, but I like love them. Gotta spice it up while you can. Okay, and these meatless crumbles don't take long to cook at all, literally just a few minutes. And I'm gonna put that right on top. I swear as competitors, sometimes we eat the weirdest foods. We just make weird stuff taste really good, or either that or our like threshold or our standard is really low. But I love the food we eat. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna top it actually first with some green onions, as always, and then some Frank's Red Hot Sauce, which is like also my favorite on everything. Perfect like flavor and amount of spice. And I'm gonna mix this all together and eat. And also one thing about the beans is that they keep you full for so long. And my husband, I just made him start eating beans with me way more than he ever has. And it took him a couple days, I think, for his digestive system to like settle down. He just felt like it wasn't great, but I said, just stick with it. It's like just more fiber than you're used to eating. So your body has to become accustomed to it. And now he's like loving it. So I think there's just so much good stuff with beans. But anyway, that's it. Going to eat, and I'll talk to you guys later.